Hi viewers, this is a small intuitive prediction regards the upcoming Australian election for 2013. So this is really just to see who might be the new leader, Julia Gillard or Tony Abbott. This prediction sort of reminds me a little bit of the one I did for the American presidential elections, in as much that Mitt Romney and Barack Obama both seemed to pull quite positive cards, as one would expect, and that I felt the race was going to be pretty close to see who was the electee president. I feel quite similar energies here for the Australian election. It's almost as if they've both got quite powerful energies surrounding them. They're the leaders of their parties, obviously. The cards that have come out are quite positive. So it feels like it'll be a tight race. There could be a little bit of up and down in the polls, but I think at the end there will be an outcome of a definitive leader. It may be the same situation as the previous government, where it had to be, it was actually a minority vote that ended up with a coalition lead when the smaller parties pulled together. And I think that may be a similar case again for the election. So anyhow, this first card is one for Julia Gillard. Now the Magician shows us quite strong power. It has, it's a very forceful, positive card. It shows power, skill, concentration, action and resourcefulness. So that's a pretty good start for her. And I think we can, I don't follow Australian politics particularly, and I don't reside in Australia, but I think we can just see on the global world stage she is quite a powerful person with a fairly determined energy about her, and she's certainly managed to stick through the hard times that she's had in the last few years with the lead of her particular party. The next card that arrived for her is the Knight of Swords. That shows a little bit more, feisty, forceful energy. It's almost like she's going to go into this election campaign all guns blazing and lots of energy going around with it. Some of her end cards for her that showed quite good success were the Ten of Cups. You know, she's had a lot of cups that she pulled out, and cups are quite compassionate, and they're about the heart and they're about relationships, and I think she really is strongly supportive and really proud of her Australian country and who she is and how she takes it forward and leads it. You get that feeling with her. The final card that came for her was the Nine of Cups. This is known in tarot terms, if you like, as the wish card or the pip card. It's like your wishes come true. Everything seems to fall into place eventually. So her cards do look very, very positive. So for Tony Abbott, the first card that arrived for him was the King of Wands, which again is, you know, a really strong leader, and he has that appearance of strength and more of a peaceful energy than Julia's wild, loud energy. But this King of Wands can sometimes be a bit stuck in the mud. Like when he gets an idea, he'll sit on it, and it's a bit more difficult to change it. And I think in the end Australians are quite liberal, and I have a feeling some of his thoughts and ideas are not quite coming to the fore of modern thinking. He sits a little bit back in his ideas about what he feels is right and wrong, and I have a feeling that may slow him down a little bit in the race for the election. Another card that arrived for him was the Ace of Pentacles. That is actually another really positive card that deals with money, finances, and his party is a little bit more perhaps financially related than the Labour Party, which Julia Gillard is in, which is oftentimes more about families. And we picked that up in her cards. It's a real family feeling surrounding her. And maybe Australia goes through that in the months coming up, that families vote a little bit for her more. Perhaps there's going to be some reason why that comes to the fore, that she picks up those family votes. But another card that arrived for Tony Abbott was the Strength card. Now this is, again, it says strength, so we see this great strength, and he has an underlying quieter strength that carries him through. He's quite, there's a spiritual feel about him, as if there's a deeper side to him that's not just here for the manifestation of physical realm. There's something more spiritual about him. Julia's much more on this earth plane with all the human energies involved. But I got the feeling that that was her and that this is him. And in fact, when we look at the top of her head, that circle of 8 or the circle of life, that's exactly the same circle that was on the top of the Magician. So I do get the feeling that in the end she holds it over him, and that he is the one that comes second in the race. And the final card for Tony Abbott was that, which is a little bit of a card of a defeat and looking back. So that's that short reading for you all. We'll see how it goes. Like I said with the American elections, we'll just have to follow it through, and interesting to see if these energies play out or not. Thanks for watching, guys. Kia kaha, have a good week. Be safe.